Hi, this is the second lecture, part 1 of the diversity of mammals. Because of endothermy, mammals have been able to inhabit a wide array of habitats. Mammals occupy all continents, inhabit terrestrial biomes, aquatic biomes, wetlands such as marsh, swamps, and bogs, and they can even survive in urban, suburban, agricultural, and riparian habitats. I know you are curious to know how many species of mammals there are. And of course, we really don't know the exact number. Only those that are known to science. You also are aware that because of the multitude of species concepts, the number of species keep changing. But according to this paper, and which are available in the Mammal Diversity Database, MDD, a digital, publicly accessible, and updatable list of all mammalian species, which is available online, there are 6,513 mammal species, of which 6,410 are living, and these are represented by 27 orders. In 2005, there were only 5,416 species recorded, of which 5,341 are living species, and this came from 29 orders. Way back when I was a BS zoology student in the early 1990s, a long time ago, I remember having to memorize 21 orders. And these are Monotremata, Marsupialia, Sinarthra or Edentata, Insectivora, Scandentia, Dermoptera, Chiroptera, Primates, Carnivora, Cetacea, Sirenia, Proboscidea, Perissodactyla, Hyracoidea, Tubulidentata, Artiodactyla, Pholidota, Pinnipedia, Rodentia, Lagomorpha, and Macroschelidea. So these were the 21 orders. When I started my teaching career and became lecturer, maybe late 1990s, the 21 orders became 26. So what happened basically was that Marsupialia was abandoned for 7 other orders. These were Didelphimorphia, Pauci tuberculata, Microbiotheria, Dasyuromorphia, Paramelemorphia, Notorictemorphia, and Diprotodontia. And Pinnipedia, consisting of the seals, sea lions, and walruses, became incorporated into order Carnivora. So those were the 26 orders. From an earlier slide, you saw that in 2005, there were 29 orders. And this was because Insectivora, a wastebasket taxon, was abandoned and replaced by Afrosuricida, consisting of the golden moles, Erinaceomorpha, consisting of the hedgehogs and gymnors, and Soricomorpha, the shrews. Sinarthra was also removed and replaced with Cingulata, consisting of the armadillos, and Pilosa, the sloths and anteaters. The current lists 27 orders, with Cetacea and Artiodactyla combined as Cetartiodactyla. And then Erinaceomorpha and Soricomorpha were also combined into one order, Eulipotyphla. In the evolution of mammals, divergence of the monotreme lineage from the Metatheria and Eutheria lineages happened prior to the divergence between marsupials and placental mammals. and this explains why monotremes retain a number of primitive traits. Afrotheria is a clade of mammals, the living members of which belong to groups that are either currently living in Africa or of African origin, such as the golden moles, elephant shrews or sengies, tenrecs, aardvarks, hyraxes, elephants, and sea cows. Sinarthra is a major clade of placental mammals unique to the Americas. U. archontoglires is a clade of mammals, the living members of which belong to one of the 5 following groups: rodents, lagomorphs, tree shrews, colugos, and primates. This group remains the most controversial, and a number of recent studies have suggested that it is not valid. Lauraceatheria is a clade of placental mammals that includes hedgehogs, even-toed ungulates, whales, bats, odd-toed ungulates, pangolins, and carnivorans, among others. The clade originated on the northern supercontinent of Laurasia. Philippine mammals are represented by 11 orders consisting of Eulipotyphla with 14 species, Pholidota 1 species, Scandentia 2 species, Dermoptera 1 species, Chiroptera 80 species, Primates 3 species, Rodentia 93 species, Carnivora 8 species, Artiodactyla 9 species, Cetacea 26 species, and Sirenia 1 species, for a total of 238 species, 211 of which are terrestrial species. Let's take a look at some of the astonishing facts about mammals. So the largest mammal living today, which is also the largest mammal to have ever lived, is the blue whale, Balaenoptera musculus. An adult can grow nearly as long as 3 school buses and weigh over 400,000 pounds, so as much as 24 African elephants. The largest animal on land is the bull of the African elephant, Loxodonta africana, about 3.96 meters or 13 feet at the shoulder, and weighs over 12 tons. The tallest animal on the planet is a mammal, and of course you know this, the giraffes or Giraffa camelopardalis, about 6.1 meters or 20 feet tall. The smallest mammal in the world, one of which is the Etruscan pygmy shrew or Suncus etruscus, which is about 1.8 grams or 4 centimeters long. The other one is the bumblebee bat Crassionicteris thonglongyai, which weighs 2 grams and measures about 3 centimeters. The fastest animal on the land is of course the cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, which with speeds of 96 kilometers per hour or 60 miles per hour. The fastest mammal in the water is the killer whale or Ursinus orca, with speeds of 55.5 kilometers per hour or 34 mph. And the fastest mammal in the air is the big brown bat, Eptisicus fuscus, 25 kph or 15.5 mph. The longest-lived mammal is not Homo sapiens. It's the bowhead whale, Balena mysticetus. And in this study, by comparing the genome of the bowhead with that of the shorter-lived minke whale, scientists discovered that the bowhead has gene mutations that are thought to manipulate cell growth, helping it to repair DNA and increase cancer resistance, so they can live up to 211 years. The slowest mammal at 0.25 kph is, of course, I know you know this, the sloth. Sloths move so slowly that algae can grow on their fur. The plant gives it a greenish tint that is useful camouflage in the trees of its Central and South American rainforest home. Not only are they slow to move, they also have low metabolic rates and tremendously low energy needs. The fastest metabolism, on the other hand, belong to the shrews. They need to eat up to 1.3 times their own weight. The large land carnivore are the bears, Ursus maritimus and Ursus arctos, the polar bear, and the Kodiak. The polar bear measures 4 feet high at the shoulder, so approximately 8 feet long, averages 1,000 pounds. The Kodiaks are about 4.5 feet high at the shoulder, 8 to 9 feet in length, and averages 800 to 1,200 pounds. The Arctic ground squirrel has the longest hibernation of about 7 to 8 months. Imagine that. And the temperature is about -3 degrees centigrade. So you already know the difference between torpor and hibernation, right? The thickest skin belongs to the rhinoceros, with relative to body size and of any animal, the skin on their backs and flanks are about 2.5 centimeters or an inch thick. The smelliest mammals are Mephitis mephitis, the skunk, and Ictonix striatus, the polecat. We also have a smelly mammal here in Palawan, our Palawan stink badger. One of the most abundant mammals are the house mice, Mus musculus, which an estimated population density of more than 200,000 per hectare, or 2 mice per square meter. Recently, the yellow-rumped, leaf-eared mouse, Phyllotis xanthopygus, was discovered at 6,739 meters, making it the highest living mammal. There have been 5 main extinction events, or what is known as the Big Five. The late Ordovician event 438 million years ago, when 100 living families went extinct. Late Devonian 360 million years ago, when 30% of families went extinct. The end of the Permian 245 million years ago, which was the biggest extinction of all time, when over 50% of all families were lost. The late Triassic, 35% of families died out. And the fifth is the Cretaceous Tertiary, 65 million years ago, which ended the reign of the dinosaurs. This is just one of the studies on the evolution of mammals before and after the extinction of the dinosaurs. So the question is, did the demise of the dinosaurs lead to the diversification or rise of mammals? Answer this in the discussion forum. Make sure to justify your position by citing scientific evidences from published journals.